Okay, in this slide class, let us discuss the meaning of philosophy. If you have already asked yourself those big questions, then you have already engaged in philosophy. Just like, what is philosophy? Is it a way of life? Why or why not? How do you apply it in every life? Of course, let us define it according to Paul. Ayan. Okay?
Philosophy, meaning love of wisdom, is a science where reason and logic are used to understand reality and answer questions of knowledge, morality and human nature. It can be described as either a body of knowledge or an intellectual activity. Which means, philosophy as a body of knowledge provides methodologies and insights on how societal questions such as moral dilemmas of euthanasia or same-sex marriage can be answered. On the other hand, philosophy as an intellectual activity is an analytic procedure of addressing individual thought processes such as resolving conflict and confusion, testing positions, and analyzing beliefs. In all instances, doing philosophy is prescribed by logic, reason, and ethics leading to wisdom. Moreover, philosophy applied to human experience or everyday life denotes the use of philosophy as an intellectual activity, also known as philosophy in life. This concept is important because it serves as the guiding principle on how one ought to live life.
Okay, class, let us understand the concept of doing philosophy. Just like now, class, we have a very, very difficult situation in our country, and there are always questions of, no, what is the reason for this kind of pandemic? What is our reflections? What is our philosophy in experiencing these situations? Okay, so there is always a reflection in doing philosophy. As a matter of fact, that we are always wondering why, no? How come that this pandemic or this COVID situation is going? Is it natural or is it spiritual or it is man-made? Okay, so let us apply it, no, the concept of this kind of philosophical reflection kasi it's really natural for a human being. Okay, so let us uh, let us listen to my partner Paul read the reflection. Okay?
Importance of philosophical reflection, which means, philosophical reflection is the process by which a person undergoes a reflective state, or evaluates his or her experiences first before making any related action. The use of philosophical reflection is important, as it enables thought to be looked into using a deeper, holistic perspective. In effect, actions are directed towards greater sources of wisdom and truth. In the process, one can learn more about himself or herself, including personal beliefs, ideals, or values. Previous experiences may be seen as important aspects of making reflections because they facilitate deeper thinking and understanding of the self. Aside from knowing the self, many other activities also emanate from reflection. Examples: learning from your previous mistakes and not repeating them again, evaluating and knowing the best choice from a set of options, gaining a holistic point of view first before making any conclusion. This means that doing philosophy means engaging oneself in matters of utility and methodologies to eliminate any practical problem or abstract idea. In other words, in the process of doing philosophy, It is critical to have a holistic point of view. The perception of looking at all aspects of a situation first before making a conclusion. Some other skills involved in doing philosophy are critical, logical, and analytical thinking.
Hi. Okay, class, let us continue. Let us continue discussing the importance of doing philosophy and comparing holistic and partial point of view. No, in usually in giving conclusions, you have to be very careful because it could be a holistic one, or it could be a partial one, and it could be different in terms of its meaning. Ibig sabihin, marami pong nagko-conclude kagad, marami pong nag-state ng opinion. However, it seems to be a wrong conclusion, no? So there is importance of doing philosophy. Did you know that we are really doing a day-to-day activities and all life experiences? Actually, we are doing this so-called doing philosophy. So ibig sabihin, kahit anong gawin natin, kahit ano ang hinaharap natin, no, whether we are in the school, whether we are at home, or whether in our community, or we are conversing to everybody, we are doing such philosophy. Okay. Now it is because it is involves an evaluative process. Kapag ka may kausap ka, you try to evaluate, no, anything that you have said, anything that you have written, or anything that in your mind. It is because it may be a holistic point of view, or it may be a partial point of view. Okay, so furthermore, on the life perspective, philosophy enables a reflective thinking. Ayan. Which greatly influence a person's view of life, no? So mag-iiba yung point of view mo kasi magkakaroon ka ng mga other ideas and nagkakaroon ka ng mga reflective, maybe based on your knowledge and based on your experiences, no? Lalo na yung medyo matatanda na katulad namin, we are very kumbaga, we are concerned with every statement that people said, no? Or when they have their own opinion, see to it that we will try to evaluate, no? Of course, based on our experiences, there is a great also influence on any point of view kasi lahat naman yan merong karapatan doon sa kanyang iniisip at saka kanyang sinasabi. At nakabase din yan kung ano ang what is being dictated by the society, no? Okay. Of course, in setting such wisdom, we always gain when philosophy is being applied to formulate such conclusions, no? So, yung conclusions natin, depende na naman yan sa how we deal with the so-called holistic and partial perspective. Now, let us try to look at the holistic point of view. And the holistic point of view, no, when you draw a conclusion, so when you draw a statement or premises, no, look at the nagkakamali pa tuloy, no? Look at all aspect of given the problem or situation, no? All aspects are important when making conclusions. Class, that is in the holistic. All aspects are tied in either the general overview of the problem or situation. A good example for this one, a teacher listen first both stories of two arguing students before making any conclusion. That's correct, class, no? Hindi kami nagko-conclude kung tama yung isa o mali yung isa. We try to listen every detail of their statement. Kaya nga parang sa korte, no? Sa korte, you should be proven innocent until beyond reasonable doubt, no? Hindi sinasabi kagad na guilty kahit na actually kahit na nakita na nanaksak yan hindi mo pa rin masigurado. Kaya nga meron tayong tinatawag na uh, what they called it presumption of guilt, no? So nagpe-presume lang na guilty. So it must be proven beyond reasonable. So usually the approach is holistic point of view. While in the partial point of view, no, look at this, no, tignan natin, no. Number one is look at only at a given. Ito yung characteristic niya. Look at only at on a limited number of aspect of given problem or situations. Conclusions are made on considering some but not all sides of the problem or the situation. A good example is a teacher is called a student after student B accused him of stealing her pencil. However, the teacher only listened to the story of B, not to the student A before deciding scolded conclusion. So karamihan ganito, no? Pagka sino yung unang nagsumbong, no? Siya na yung papanigan kagad, no? Hindi naman natin alam kung yung sinasabi niya it could be lying, no? So this could be, no? This could be ang tawag doon very critical, no? This could be a situation that you might avoid it because you might providing a conclusions which is it could be a negative one in the effect, no? Baka mali pala yung perceptions mo, no? Okay, so let us consider ourselves dito sa lalo na kayong mga kabataan, no? Especially on the mga love na yan, no? Nakita mo lang na nakaakbay yung BF mo, no? Hindi ka nagtanong, kapatid niya pala yon o kaya nakaangkla yung mother niya, no? Tapos sabi mo sugar mommy na. So you try to investigate it. You try to before you giving a certain situation, no, or a certain statement, because it could be a dangerous kapag partial lang. It must be ang concept din nito yung tinatawag na pagka sinabi nating holistic is we called it in some other words is objective. Ito naman yung partial is subjective. So people are subjective in a certain situation. People are objective in a certain situation, no? Okay. So yung pagka sinabi nating holistic or objective, we have an evidence to prove it. Ayan, para maging yung conclusion natin ay totoo, no? Okay, so I hope that you understand this topic. By the way, class, after the two the slide, yung meron akong first na in-upload and then this one is the second. I could have an evaluation later on. Parang merong quiz din na 1 to 15. It is a multiple choice. Okay? Sige.